It's live, baby. It's go time. Good morning. What's up, Couples Lounge family? We in this thing again. Are y'all ready for an amazing show? I hope so. I'm your girl, Candace. I'm one half of the Couples Lounge show, and this is my This is my Okay. This is my sexy. I'm going to introduce to y'all my sexy husband.
What up?
His name is Ramon. His name is Ramon. Good morning, good people. So whether you're tuned in to us on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. What's up, Mel? What's up? If you come into the chat, say hi. You can, if you new, let us know where you coming from, what city, what state, what country. We do this on Saturdays.
Man, what up, Miss AKA?
We are a show that talks about love, marriage, and relationships. Ain't nobody doing it like us.
Because it ain't us.
And so we're about to get down with the get down. And for those of you that are new, understand this. The Couples Lounge show is for married couples, engaged couples, seriously dating couples, and for those that have a desire to be into any one of those categories. Because we're talking about we come from different perspectives. But today we're talking. Come on, baby. Get with me. Get with me right now.
I am with you, baby.
All right, Melody. He threw me off. You see how I paused? Don't do that. That's disrespectful. Because if somebody called him something other than a Kappa, it will be a problem. It will be a problem. Wow. So
what Crawford gonna do?
Married, but I'ma do me and you do you. Mentality ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work in a marriage. It is very disrespectful. I definitely agree with you, Melody. That is very disrespectful.
We ain't asked you, man. I didn't ask your comment on that.
So this show is brought to you by We Will Win Life Coaching Services, as well as Fierce Nails with a Z by Melissa. You can go and follow her on Instagram, Fierce_nails with a Z on Instagram. And so we're about to get into it. What's up, Creative Mama? Greetings from Atkins. What it do? And she on YouTube. So we're about to talk about this. Basically, we're going to talk about oneness in a marriage. And so, y'all realize there's people that are married that don't operate in oneness. If I be honest, we have been in that place before. You can start out in oneness and then you start having all this stuff come up and and you're going to find yourself now, y'all married, but y'all moving like this and not like that. And so that's what we're going to be talking about on today. So for those of you that are single and you have questions, put it in the chat, put it down. Ask those that are seriously dating, engaged, or married. Ask questions today. So I'm going to read y'all something that a couple wrote on to another group of people that they do marriage conferences as well. And FYI, we do have a marriage retreat coming up in October. So be in the building if you are engaged or seriously dating. Engaged or married. So this is what they said. We have both been born again Christians for many years. We plan to celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary next February the 14th. But despite this seniority and an unbelievable amount of knowledge about the subject of marriage, we arrived at the conference with lots of scar tissues from emotional and spiritual warfare that have resulted in despair it with capital letters. The Lord has blessed both of us as individuals, but we have never grown as a couple spiritually. So operating in oneness is foreign to couples. There's couples out here that they look good outside the house. They look successful outside the house.
Right.
But within their homes, they are not moving together. And so one question I would ask you all first and foremost is, when you at operating in oneness, are y'all making decisions without the other person knowing? Are you making that's gonna be the first clue, or is if you are operating in oneness? Is any one of you all or both of you making decisions without the other one's awareness? Is that all right at any time?
Making decisions without what?
The other one's awareness of it. So you making decisions solo.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. I mean, if it's something that's truly going to affect the both of you, no.
Okay.
But something minor, then of course I'm not consulting you with everything, and you're not consulting me with everything. You might inform.
But that's bringing to your awareness.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I think it depends on the situation. I think it can be okay to do something, but as long as you inform, I say that.
Yeah.
Inform. You may not ask permission,
Mm-hmm.
but I will inform you. Hey, babe, the tires blow out. I had to get some money. I had to go get two new tires.
Mm-hmm.
My tires was bad. I need to go get 2 new tires.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Did I ask you, baby? Can I go get some tires? No. But did I tell you? Yes.
Yeah. And I think it's like also, I think any decision that you are making for the house, you making collectively, or a decision you are making that will impact the house, even though you think, oh, this just me, but nothing is really just you, babe. No,
Okay.
no, because you throwing me off. Nothing is just you. It's gonna all impact. It will impact the house. And so it is good to make each other aware of what you're doing, how you moving. Will you remember everything? Not so much, but I think if you consciously are doing things like, I'm on purpose not telling, like that woman that's been taking $22,000 from her husband preparing for a divorce. That's not oneness. That is a for sure. I don't know if y'all saw that online on
You should show
TikTok, but that's not operating in oneness.
No, that's a divorce.
But she already living in a mindset of divorce, just in case.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to her.
And so that's one sign, like, we really gotta be communicating on our levels, which we're about to get into in a few minutes. And I want to just kind of explain to you. Well, I'm gonna ask you. We talked about a scripture in the Bible, Genesis 2:24. It says, "And he shall cleave to his wife." What did you take that scripture as?
That he will cleave to his wife. Well, it's just me and you. You're the most important. Besides the man upstairs, it's me and you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mom and dad no more.
Yeah.
It's me and you now.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
And I don't know, when I saw cleave, and for me to get the understanding, I thought of that song when I move, you move, just like that. You know that song?
That's what makes you think of that?
Yeah, because it's just like we are cleaving, like, so wherever you go, I'm going. Wherever, but you're cleaving to me. You're attaching yourself to me. So that is us moving together in a oneness.
Yeah.
It's definitely detaching, because that verse was also included with man leaves his mother and father and cleave to his wife. And so when we get married, your loyalty is no longer to your parents. Not first, not before your spouse. And some people still move like that. Like, well, no, they gonna be my parents forever. So nope, mama need me to do this. I'm doing. I don't care what you say. Like, no, that's out of bounds. That's a foul on the plate. What? You didn't have a thought. What? Nothing. You sure you don't want to say it? Okay, he don't want to say it. Do you want to say it?
No.
Okay. All right. So, don't do that.
I can't laugh.
No,
Jesus
don't.
Christ.
You cannot have the look cover your mouth like
I didn't say that. I didn't do that. I didn't do
you
that.
didn't do it loud.
I didn't do that. I didn't do it at all.
And then do a little chuckle at the end when it's time to move on.
Oh my God.
Say what you gonna say.
I have nothing to say.
Say what you gonna say. I'm gonna choke him.
Baby.
I'm gonna choke him on this thing. Well, don't be sarcastic.
Right, you did it.
Did what?
Okay, with the parent thing, you literally just recently done that.
When?
Christmas.
Okay, what about Christmas?
You recently done it.
Okay.
Okay, well, let me go and put it out there then.
For real? Come on.
And it just hit me because when you said that.
Uh-huh.
What do we normally do for Christmas?
For the past few years, we have been going to.
We
no, that wasn't. No.
We have been going to Mineola for
we're going to talk about what. No, we had not been going to Mineola forever. In the way in which.
Always go to Mineola.
Let's have this conversation.
We go to Mineola every Christmas. So
what day do we normally go to Mineola? What was our tradition? What did we normally do?
That was when the kids were little.
No,
yes,
it was up to 4 years
was.
ago. Up to 4 years ago.
Okay, but what?
So what did we do?
Okay, let me know. Forget what we did. What did you do? We go to Mineola for Christmas.
Well, he's gonna tell his side, and I'm gonna share my side.
No, I'm speaking the truth. Actually,
I will too, because it can be two things can be true. Go ahead.
We go to Mineola for, that's where I'm from, East Texas. We go to East Texas. I just say East Texas, not Mineola.
Okay.
In town.
Come on, boy.
We go to Mineola for Christmas. That's the only holiday that we go together. Correct?
Keep going.
No, yes or no? If I'm wrong,
you're correct.
Okay, I said yeah. That's the only. Typically, go. You may come Father's Day if your dad got a basketball tournament and you know he's not going to be out of town. You may come. Which is no big deal. It's Father's Day. Spend time with your daddy. Don't worry about it.
Come on, man.
Man, don't worry, because I don't do this to you when you talk, because you could be very
no,
long-winded.
you do.
No, I don't. You're very long-winded.
God.
So we go to Mineola for Christmas, and Mom and them has been setting it up. This is a tradition. We take Christmas pictures. We dress alike, pajamas, the whole nine yards. But all of a sudden, your mama decides, well, I want to see you Christmas. And despite what I wanted, you said, well, since mama wanted to, and why not? And literally did it based off of your mother. You wasn't concerned, or let me rephrase that. Your answer says, I really don't care if my husband wants me to stay. Mama wants me to come back Christmas, so I'm going to go ahead and come back. Based off of mama. Point blank. Tell me where I'm mistaken or misleading or false.
And nothing you said is false.
Enough said.
Okay. So.
Now what you're about to do is justified.
No.
But
no,
basically I said is literally the truth.
What he said is the truth. So what I'm going to say is he asked the question, what is it that we do for Christmas whoop the whoop? And so he said this is a tradition. I will tell y'all, like I said, for the past 4 years, before the past 4 years, we've been going to East Texas in the way in which he is talking about it. This is a little bit off of what the show topic is, but we're going to get back to the oneness in a relationship. And so before the past 4 years had happened, what our tradition was we spent, so that both families saw us on Christmas, we would basically stay Fort Worth, until Christmas morning. We would leave on Christmas morning and go to Mineola. That way both families could see the grandkids, see us on Christmas Day. That was what our tradition was. 4 years ago, Ramon decided that he wanted to do something different because his mother, Mama Elaine, wanted to create a new tradition, which means something on Christmas Eve and some on Christmas Eve and then on Christmas Day. So, okay, we did that. And we had been doing that for 3 years. So my mother came back and was like, I want to spend time with y'all on Christmas with the kids, this, that, and the other. I presented that to him saying, okay, can we basically go back to what we were doing this Christmas? And we could have created it how we wanted it to look, whether we bounce back and forth every other year. And that's how I came with the proposal. It wasn't, oh, this is what I'm doing. I came to him and I said, this is what Mama desired, whoop the whoop the whoop. He was totally against it. In my head, it's this, in my mind, it was the exact same thing. He broke our tradition because of something Mama Tuck wanted to start doing, versus something that we were already doing. And so my mama was just asking the same thing.
You don't even see.
And I get what you were saying. All I'm saying is that that's what happened. That's what our tradition was, got broken. We only been going to Mineola for the last 3 or 4 years. That wasn't our tradition. And so that's how that came about. And I'm like, okay, well, we can do it both ways. I saw it could be a win-win. It could have been a win-win.
But then again,
situation.
I said, I didn't want to, but you literally said, okay, well, I don't care. That mean you didn't verbally say it, but you really didn't care. You went against the grain and said, fuck, forget it, I'm going to do it anyway. You said, forget it, I'm going to do it anyway.
And I will tell you that there was a place where I was at. That was a place that I was at. I'm not making it right, but that was a place where I was at. I was just explaining to y'all what happened. So oneness. I'm gonna stay focused now, and I'm not gonna go with the. So oneness in your marriage.
You said that.
So marriage is the deepest intimate relationship of all relationships.
Ooh.
Marriage, what?
Say that one more time. I don't know if
marriage is the deepest,
the second,
intimate. Huh?
The second deepest.
You say the second deepest?
Yeah.
Intimate relationship?
Yeah.
Compared to?
Your relationship with God.
No, earthly.
Oh, okay. I'm with you. Well, ain't that okay? I'm with you. Okay. I'm thinking I'm on earth.
No, that's more of a spiritual,
right. No,
spiritual relationship.
Correct. But if you put it that way.
James, hush. Marriage really calls us higher. That's what I realized. Like, marriage really, 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 really calls us higher. Why you look like that?
It sounds like a voice crack.
It's the ultimate pusher. It's going to push you out your comfort zone. Totally push you out of your comfort zone. And it requires you to show up differently. It does. And sometimes you have those challenging moments, just like the one that we just discussed, a challenging moment for both of us. And so in those moments, it was a challenging because you was ticked off by the fact of me asking to do it. It was not a pleasant conversation. So it was not. So it requires us to show up differently. It in those uncomfortable moments, how do you handle it? How do you talk? How do you communicate your needs so that you are being heard? How do you become one in that marriage thing? And like I said, I feel like in our 21 years, it has been this more highs, definitely more highs than lows, but there has been moments where we have had to grow, had to handle it like this to come back to say, okay, how do we do that better next time? Because we did not handle that good. And I think that's the when I hear Tim Ross say he invests in himself every year $14,000, like I can see it. I don't know if I need to invest that much, but to invest in yourself, invest in your marriage frequently is definitely beneficial. It's definitely beneficial. And so we're going to talk about operating in oneness. And Mon said we just talked about the cleaving part. So what does oneness look like for you?
Unified. I'll completely on one page, one accord, one mindset, the same mindset, unified oneness.
Just that's how it looks. Sum it up.
Oh yeah, you asked me how it look or what is it? I mean, that's
how does it look for you?
Well, we operating the same. We're moving the same. We're doing things in the same manner, similar manner for the same purpose, same goal, okay, if you will.
And I said, for me, oneness is balancing each other, and it's probably gonna be what he said. I'm just adding my take to it and how it shows up in my mind, or just what I've discovered. Balancing each other out to fulfill our calling in marriage. It's a reflection of God's relationship that he had with Israel, and then Christ's relationship to us as the church. That's what oneness looks like. It's a scripture in the Bible. I didn't write the scripture down, the where to find it, but it says, but whosoever is united with the Lord is one with him in spirit. And we know that marriage is a reflection of the Godhead. It's a reflection of Christ's relationship with us. It's basically where two lives come together as one. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. That is oneness. And oh man. I would say the thing about this is when you get married, you are becoming one. So that don't mean as soon as you get married,
no,
you one.
Yes, you do. Yes, it does. That's exactly what it means.
Okay, you speak about it.
You may not operate as one,
right?
But once you become married, you are one.
You are one, but you
ain't no but. What is a but?
I'm saying becoming. When I say becoming, that means that you are learning how to take these two lives and mesh them into one. So you are constantly in that becoming being of oneness. Yes, your marriage unifies you. You are now one, but it's oh man, I'm trying to figure out the word, but I don't want to use the word out of context. Okay. It's almost like the marriage is a outwardly expression of your oneness, and your internal expression of oneness is what you are working on being that. If that makes sense.
No,
I don't know how to make it simpler in my mind, but it's like I know what I'm saying. It's like every day we are trying to mesh these two lives into becoming one, because the reality of it, when you get married, yes, we are now one. Externally, we're one.
I know more but to that.
It because we're not what we have to learn about ourselves, about each other, how to even do this life. We are in the process of, let me see. Maybe it's a process of becoming one at its highest level. Maybe if that's a easier way for me to.
I get what you're saying. I just disagree. Okay. I get what you're saying. I just disagree. I feel once you said I do, you're one.
Are you operating as one?
Hopefully you are, as when you got engaged. Hopefully y'all was trying to operate as one in that phase. Why would you wait until you get married for us to operate as one? As an engaged couple, you shouldn't be moving as one?
You should be moving as one.
Okay, I would like to think so. Because if we're we're not operating at one, and we're engaged. What the hell we get married for? So as an engaged couple, because I'm assuming you didn't elope and you didn't get married like
Well,
that.
some people do.
Yeah, no, of course, some people do. But in general, I don't think most people do that. In general, I think in general, most people are engaged for whatever length of time, then get married. While you're engaged, you should be moving and operating as one.
Right.
And when you're getting married, you're just continuing and you're learning to do it better.
Right.
You're just learning to do it even better. But we're already as one.
Right.
So I eliminated the but. You added the but whatever you added. But I say no. Get rid of the
but.
but.
I say but?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Did you really forget what you just said?
Mom, we done had a few dialogues between the time where I said I see it like this.
Okay.
And the becoming of one.
You forgot what you said, boo. You did. Oh, why you looking at me like that? You forgot it.
Cause you and your little, I'm gonna stay focused today.
What is wrong with you? I'm laughing because you forgot what you said. Are you upset
today?
Are you upset because I'm laughing that you forgot what you said?
No, I'm not upset. Oh. But I'm gonna stay focused on today. I'm going to stay focused on today. So, what I have right here is the moment when we are so in sync. Oh, I love when it shows up for us, our in syncness, for as those moments where you can be when we think something and like one of us say it, and we be like, oh my God, like I was just thinking that, or we will say the exact same thing. And I don't know, that always just simply amazes me. James, shut up. James said focus is the word of the day. I probably should have joined in on the coffee. But you sure right. I love to see that oneness within us, and that, like, I don't know, it's just so powerful to me that when me and him do that or have those experiences, whether we could text each other something, it was like, oh my God, I was just supposed to text you the exact same thing, and it don't be something like that we talking about. And so for me, that is the syncness that I desire for us to stay in. Just period. You know, after 21 years for me, and then just what we do, I literally want us, like, I don't want to be average. It's so many people living in an average marriage, and I just don't want to be average at all in my marriage. In nothing that I do, I don't want to be average. And so I keep learning, keep wanting to be better, trying new things, and this oneness is definitely, I think, it's the epitome, the essence of it all. So what are some challenges that we face when it comes to, or that will stop a couple from being one? Because I know couples that have been married 40 and 50 years, and they still ain't operating as one.
That's easy. You got two different upbringings, two different way of thinking, two different ways of living, and then all of a sudden you're meshing them together to be as one.
Okay.
Let's say you got married at 30. For 29 years, 30 years, I've been operating and moving and looking at things this way, and you're the same, and you're looking at things another way or living a certain way. Now all of a sudden we're together. Then we got to move and operate as one. That's not easy. I don't understand how anybody can think it can be or will always be. It can be easy. You can make it easy. But in starting off, depends on your age too, which determines a lot, because that determines your mindset and your maturity. When you got married, I believe it's easier. Well, no, let me rephrase it. I almost said I believe it's easier the older you get because you're more mature. But then again, I think it's more difficult it can be because you're more set in your ways as someone that got married at 45. I've been moving like this. Now all of a sudden, here he come, here she come, and now we got to do. I've always done it this way. Well, no, man, now we're doing it this way. Well, it can be a tug of war if you're not careful. But if you have the right mindset about marriage, he's the lead. And if your husband wants to do this, okay, now unless it's going to be detrimental to your marriage, your health, your life, then do that. That's how you're supposed to do. Yeah, you might not want to, but if he wants us to operate or go here or do this, then that's what you do. And if you have if you don't do that, then you're not moving as one, and now you're out of alignment. Now it's okay. Now we're not moving as one.
So ultimately, all of that you saying is mindset?
Yes, I believe a big part of that is your mindset. If you have the right mindset, you can easily move and operate as one.
So the question was challenges. So having the wrong mindset
Yes.
will have you not operating as one.
And you again, your upbringing. I was raised to do X, Y, Z. You was raised to do A, B, C.
Okay.
Now we got to come together and move as one. That's not always easy. But again, if you have the right mindset and realize what marriage, the alignment, the pecking order in the marriage is, if you will, then it makes it easier.
Okay. I would say challenges that present themselves and is the fruit of the enemy, which is division, isolation, and self-righteousness. Those make operating as one a challenge. If you all are divided, y'all don't come together, y'all don't spend time together, you doing your thing, you like the title of the show, I'ma do me, you do you. That's division. You are isolating yourself from your spouse, your kids, the world, other people. Like, that's not, when you isolate yourself from the world, you're not even being one with the world. So, when some people go into this place of, I don't want to deal with nobody, I don't want to go out, I don't want food, but I'm just going to stay here. That's the isolation I'm talking about. But it also shows up in homes. Self-righteousness, where you feel like you are superior to your spouse in whatever way. Those are the fruits of the enemy. And y'all, if you have, you all are tuned in to the Couples Lounge show, and if you followed us for any length of time, we have a book titled "Somebody Should Have Told Me: Marriage. Do We Really Know What It's About?" And what I love about our community is that we get to grow together. Like, although this platform is to allow God to use us to support the marriage community, relationships, you all say things that impact us. Or even when we talking, a lot of times I go back and the preparation for the show allows God to speak to me. After the show, I get to sit with God, or did I hear something from whether it's the community or him that will help me to grow. And so understanding that even if y'all don't have it all the way down right now, if you keep at it and y'all stay as one, in which we're going to talk to you what you can be doing to bring y'all back together, don't lose hope. Because it is possible. It's possible that even if y'all are divided right now, even if it feels like isolation, even if it feels like we married, but we roommates, we married, but we live together, but we definitely separated in this house. Y'all think, we come on the outside and it look all good, but we actually ain't living as one in this house. Know that it is hope. Know that you can move past this experience because your marriage is covered. It's God honors what you're doing. Y'all just got to get back focused. And so I think challenges is also being caught up in unmet expectations.
Explain that.
Performance. what you not doing for me, what you should be doing for me, and you get caught up in that, and that separates us. That separates us when we get caught up in unmet expectations. And something that we were asked recently is what you are expecting from your husband or your wife. Is that something only God can give you? Or is that really something, is that an expectation that your spouse can actually do? Because if you're looking for your spouse to fulfill a void in your life, that's a expectation they can't do. If you incomplete, you ain't whole in yourself, that's something that you and God got to work on. I can't expect him to complete me or fill this void, this, that. He may not have it in him to fulfill that. That's on me. That's for me and God to work out. So in some marriages, some people get married because they feel like this person is supposed to complete them. Or the poverty that I lived in, I'm gonna attach myself right here because I don't want to be in poverty no more. So you attached, and it's not the external, it's really the emotions and things that you feel inside that you are expecting them to fulfill. Because finances can change tomorrow. Literally in a blink of an eye, somebody can get a call right now and they done lost their job.
Oh man, I saw. Oh wow, that broke me down. It didn't break me down, but it hurt me. Man at his job, after 30 years, the company said they no longer had a pension. His pension was gone, and he was enraged. To say the least. After 30 years, all the money that I put up that y'all had invested, whatever, is gone. Now what? I'm like, man, and people's been saying in the comments, they lucky he's talking. Yeah. That's how people snap. Yeah. After 30 years? Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. So, yeah, trust and respect is definitely everything in a marriage. Oneness is not codependency. And y'all got to go look up the word codependency because that's a whole nother show in itself. Oneness is not codependency. Oneness is not, you ain't got no friends, I ain't got no friends, it's just me and you. That's unhealthy. Yeah. That's unhealthy. I know. That's not oneness.
I know couples like that. I always thought that was weird.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show. Right. That's a whole nother show. So, why does God call us to operate in oneness? Why is that the call in the word for when you get married?
How can you have a successful marriage and we're both doing our own thing? Right. It doesn't make sense how you can have.
And I'm going to change successful to a godly marriage. Because some people would define success this way. Oh, we successful as long as we don't divorce. But that you can be very, very unhappy in your marriage. Right. And just because you made it to forever don't mean that so everybody can define it. But to have a godly marriage, I would say.
Yeah, it's simple. God is the head of the household. Well, the husband is head of the household, and he follows God. You follow him. The children follow y'all. Mm-hmm. Boom, where's one? Mm-hmm. That's how God chose it. Because if I'm leading my family, as a man is leading his family, and she's following him, and he's leading God, then instead of one person, you got 4, 5, 3, 2, however many people following God because of the oneness in your marriage. That oneness in your marriage can lead generation after generation after generation in a godly way and into God. But if we're separate, then no. Yeah. It's simple.
And I think that's something too that we will have to work through to hear the cry out of women that desire their husbands to lead and follow Christ, as he was just saying, follow God, have a relationship with God. I would say this to those ladies: just because he is not, does not take away that we still have to operate in oneness, and we're still called to operate in oneness. How you do that, if your husband is not leading, if your husband is not following God, I would just tell you to do what it is that God is called you to do. And you're going to have a relationship with God. And you're going to have a relationship with yourself. And it may even call for you to go on a self-discovery journey for yourself. And you hold space. You hold space until he decides to, until he can. But that doesn't take away from what he has called us to do. And so I just wanted to pin that there, because I know it will be women say, well, he don't lead. Well, he don't. And I ain't got nobody to follow, you know. So just understand that part. And if you want more context to that, you can inbox me and we can have a mini discussion. And I say this, he calls us to operate as one because marriage is the cornerstone. It's the cornerstone of the family. It's the cornerstone of the city, of the community, of the world. I know a lot of people are now at a place where, I won't say now, but you live from a place that marriage is the capstone and not the cornerstone. Capstone means once I arrive, once my finances are good, once everything is good, then I'll get married, versus knowing that this is the cornerstone. And a cornerstone is basically what we build on. We build together. We make it here together. So that's one reason he's called us to be as one. I said to fulfill our assignment, our individual assignment, as well as our collective assignment and calling on our marriage. When we are operating as one, whatever God has called me to do, to have his backing, to have his support, however I need his support, whether it's I need somebody to talk to. This is what I need, babe, to push my business. And he like, bet, I got you. I'm going to do boom, 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 boom for you. And we are truly a team and operating as one, where we can come and we can talk about, okay, babe, my business is da-da-da-da. And he giving me his logical insight. Like, that's powerful. And vice versa for him. And then for us collectively to be moving together in oneness with God's leading, imagine the impact that you can have in the world. Imagine the impact you can have in the kingdom when this is good. Because when this is bad, life feels bad. When this is bad, I don't care, the job can be good. Your outside family can be good, but when this ain't right for me, it's heavy. I can't hardly function. If we ain't good, I can't hardly function.
I assure you, I ain't gonna say everybody, but majority of the people that's in an unhappy, unhealthy marriage feel the same way.
Yeah, and I believe it's like that's how God designed it. Like, no, you need to grow. It's something I'm trying to show you. So you feel that uncomfortability. So what y'all gonna do about it? Are you gonna just keep feeling uncomfortable like that and unhappy for years and years and years? Like, no.
And then what kind of message or what kind of example you're setting for your children?
Yeah, but people think they hiding it from their kids.
No, man, kids hear and see more than they let on. They are more than they.
You'll hear about it later. Once they get older, they feel like it's safe to speak.
Or you could just see how they operate.
Yeah,
and that'll tell you how they saw it. Because now, what's their mindset on marriage? What is their mindset as a young lady that's possibly going to be a wife, and the mindset of that young man that's possibly going to be a husband? How is he going to move and operate now based off of what he saw mom and dad do?
Yeah.
You just have help flourish another family,
Mm-hmm.
which is your
Your line.
your lineage, your grandchildren, or you just hurt your grandchildren and hindered the way they're going to be raised
Yeah.
based off of what your children saw.
Yeah. Yeah. So the oneness that God calls us to. So the sum of everything I just said is basically the power. The power. That's why I always say it's the power of marriage. When we talk about our couples package that we do, the couples coaching that we do, we call it transforming y'all into a power couple because of the patterns that you're gonna break, the transforming of your mind. Then you get to test and approve God's will, his good and perfect will for y'all life. It's power in marriage. And don't let nobody tell you anything differently in regards to that. If we keep marriage causes us to keep God in the center. If you want it to be good, you're going to keep God in the center. You're going to keep have a prayer life. Y'all going to have your own individual relationship with God as well as this one right here. It's a faith. It causes you to have faith. That oneness is like, because I know what God is calling us to do, or the calling on my life, we have faith together that it is possible. And then the oneness allows for prosperity. The oneness allows for abundance. And that's just not physical and financial. That's in all areas.
Right.
It's what happens when we operate in oneness. You also get the inheritance of the kingdom of God, his riches, and what all comes with that. And so how do we, and all of y'all that have been married, how do you create oneness in your marriage? Let us know in the chat. Help out those that are on their way. And this is lessons you've learned, even something that you may be doing right now. How do you create oneness in your marriage? And so for me, what supports me is intimate conversations. That supports me in feeling one with him, where as a married couple, you should be able to talk about everything. Your fears, your highs, your good stuff. As you said on one of the shows, we should be able to get naked with each other. Get naked emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And when you reframe that, that's isolating yourself. When you feel like I can't talk to my wife about this, that, and the other, that's isolating yourself. And that's doing life for the most part by yourself when you have a helpmate. So intimate conversations is what I would say. That's one way to create oneness. What do you say? I got some notes too.
One way to create oneness, that praying together, a spiritual practice, if you will.
Yeah.
With each other, physical contact, sex, intimacy, holding, hugging, kissing, all that helps promote the oneness. I truly believe sex was designed for that, as well as procreation, to have more children, but it was designed to bring a married couple closer. Things of that nature brings oneness.
Yes. Values. For those of you that are on your way to marriage, make sure that you find somebody that has similar values as you. So let me give you an example. You love your family. You are a family person. Y'all get together a lot. Why would you marry somebody or stay with somebody that does not like their family, don't want to be around family, don't feel like family matters, don't feel like family is important, don't feel like, and it is obvious that is the stance. This is the thing. Yes, we are going to change each other when we get married. People are going to change. But you got to understand, when you enter into a marriage, who they are at that time, if they don't change, are you going to be able to live with that? Because you're going to assume you're going to be able to, I'm going to change him. My family are changing. What if it don't? What if it does not?
Right. I look at somebody. I seen somebody. Was it a guy? Yeah, a guy made a post. He said, "Ladies, if he doesn't have on a diaper, you can't change it."
Okay.
If he doesn't have on the diaper, you can't change it. I'm like, wow.
Change is something that people gotta want to do.
Right.
They.
I believe you can help a person to want to change. I don't believe you can change them. Mm-mm. I believe ultimately that change came from them, came within. Mm-hmm. You can help them want to change. Yeah. But the actual change has to come within.
They have to have a desire. Like he said, they gotta want. The moment you want something, you open yourself to it actually coming and being a part. Because once you acknowledge that you want it, then you're able to see how God is working it. Been showing it to you because if it's something God wants you to do, he been showing you.
Right.
But you've been closing your eye. I don't want to see it. No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. No. I think I just saw it. No. But once you have a want, it's like, you heard somebody say something. Like, it's like a light bulb comes on and everything is light now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You set that up. What?
So, how do we become one? You desire to make each other happy. I'm not responsible for your happiness, but to see him happy, yes. To make him happy, or us desiring to make each other happy. Time alone with each other. Invest in your marriage. You got to get away from the kids sometimes. You got to get away from reality sometimes and just y'all two be together in a space of, it's like quieting the noise so I can really take time to be with you, and put the phones up. Put them up. Put them in your pocket. Keep them in your purse. Get them off the table when y'all are together. They don't have to be on the table. Leave them in the car. If you struggle, some of us struggle like these kids struggle with putting their phone up. If you know, God, dog, it's so hard for me to stay off my phone. Leave it in the car. Leave it in the car.
Makes you, man, just remember the days when you didn't have a phone.
Didn't have them. But they got it set up to where we can be addicted. And we can't, because sometimes I have to go put my phone all the way in my bathroom, in the living room, as I'm in here. Because if I have it next
to me. That's why you be doing that?
Yes, because I have it in here, I'm jumping on. Let me jump on. You think you finna jump on for 5 minutes, you look up, you've been on that darn thing 15, 20 minutes. Oh my goodness. So yes.
You drive me crazy with that alarm. I get so mad at you.
Lord, focus. Jay said the word of the day is focus.
Lord.
So time alone, and then your intimate relationship with God. So when we speak about time alone, just know that we do have a marriage retreat coming up to where y'all can get away. No kids. It's upscale rooms. It's 3 days, 2 nights. A beautiful atmosphere where we are really going to connect with ourselves, with our spouses, and with God. We'll be eating together. We got some games, and we're going to make the learning fun. It's not going to be, you're going to have them serious moments, but we're going to learn and grow and transform some marriages. And so if you are interested, of course, it's all on our pages where you can go and look it up, and you still have time to join us. And so somebody should have told me, yes, Vanessa, laughing is key as well. Having a sense of humor. Yes. So I would say this. Oneness is something that we're striving for excellence. As Mom said, the moment that we get married, we are one. And then in that oneness, it's becoming how do we do this as God would desire us to do it? We are one. So how do we do it in the most effective way possible? And we are now operating like the Godhead. And the Godhead is Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's the Trinity. And so although they all have their individual purposes and how they work, they move together. They move together. And that's the same. For me, that's what it means in a marriage. Yeah, we are still individuals. We have our own individual personalities, etc. But we move together. We have had some growth. We continue to have growth moments. I know at the top of the show you heard us discuss something where there was not a oneness. Growth is moving together. Or oneness is having growth where you decide, okay, we're going to move together. We got God leading us and we're going to move together. So, somebody should have told me.
Oneness in the marriage is like scissors. Am I saying that right?
You said it right the second time.
My country behind. Oneness is in the marriage is like scissors. I said it wrong again. God, you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean when you cut something. Scissors. Is that right? Okay, scissors. Two components joined together.
Okay, baby, go.
What are you laughing at?
You just messed up the word join. I don't know what you.
I said joined together. What did I say?
What do you put in this?
I ain't got nothing to say now.
What do you put in this coffee?
Nothing. Two components joined together, never to be separated. Never to be separated. Frequently, they go their separate ways, but they are more important when they work together.
And more powerful, too.
When they
together.
Yeah.
And I want to read y'all something that... This is a book I gotta buy. I gotta buy the book. I've been listening to it audio, but it's so good. So it says when Christians fall in love, this is what falling in love looks like. When your spouse is becoming your best friend or is your best friend. To look at another person and see a glimpse of the person God is creating. And then you say to them, I see who God is making you. And it excites me. I want to be a part of that. I want to partner with you and God in the journey you are taking to his throne. And when we get there, I will look at your magnificence and say, I always knew you could be like this. I got a glimpse on earth. Now look at you. And that came from The Meaning of Marriage.
That's the name of the book?
Yes. Y'all, that touched me so, because you can, if you're in tune to your spouse, you see that greatness. And to commit to going on that journey with them, and knowing that the journey gonna have some highs, the journey gonna have some lows or some growth moments. But I want to go on this journey with you. And so when you get in, and although they're saying I saw the glimpse of it on earth, but when we go on the journey on earth, we still get to experience God in the earth realm. We still get when your spouse starts operating in their gifts and they calling, and you saw the glimpse in them, it brings a joy. It brings I'm gonna use the word joy, because joy is internal. Happiness is external. Joy is internal. And so that's what it is to fall in love in your spouse, and they become your best friend. That was deep.
That was.
Like, I want to partner with you and go on this journey, and I know we gonna grow together.
Who wrote the book?
I don't remember their name off the top of my head.
Okay.
then I'm going to do it with you. And we're going to give it the best that we got. But we got to continue to want to change. We got to continue to want to be better. We cannot be all right with where we are if your marriage and life in general, experiencing life in general, is making us more like Christ, more like Jesus. And so you're trying to get better. You should not get outright with being not your best self. Like, you don't get comfortable in that.
Right.
I read something that said you can be content but still be thirsty. I'm content in what it. I'm satisfied because I know next level. I still want to be better. But I'm at peace, like right here. But I still desire better. And we should. I think once you get here, you're gonna want something else. Because you continue to experience God, and God is gonna continue to elevate you. Period. You're gonna continue to elevate because you should be coming more and more and more like Christ. And so I'm in love with marriage. I'm in love with the whole idea of it. Despite like the grow moments. I have come, I think, in the past probably year or two, like I'm at peace with when I come up against something to say, okay, this is a learning experience. Although it don't feel good. It don't feel good. But I know on the other side of this, we're going to be better. And some things that we got to go through, if it's going to make us better, all right. And that was a reminder that morning when we had that situation and you came on the show and said, I prayed, and then you came in here and said da-da-da-da-da. And I thought to myself, you know what? If we had to go through that for my husband to just experience how God can answer his prayer like that, hey, I am good. I am glad. I appreciate that we just had that conversation or that moment. If God was able to show up like he showed up. And although he was showing up for him like that, in me, it was in my gut, God wasn't finna let me be comfortable and not say nothing. Because it was messing. It was like, nope, you got to say something. Say something. And my stomach was just, I was like, I'm going to. I feel you. I'm going to. And so, yeah. Okay. All right. So thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you tell somebody about the Couples Lounge show. And y'all tune in on Saturdays at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. Yeah, and if y'all have any questions, feel free to DM us. But if it gets long-winded, then you just need to set up a discovery call, and we can have a conversation. Where's the discovery call deal? You all can set up a discovery call, and it'll be like a 30-minute consultation. And maybe you can just say that in there, like, I just have a few questions that I need to ask. But yeah. All right. We love y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in with us. Y'all have an amazing, amazing Saturday. And we out.